Hi guys and girls, Gallifrey497 here. Welcome to today's video. We'll be reviewing Doctor Who, the Macra Terror. I bought the Steelbook edition, which features all the stuff I think that comes with normal DVD, plus a gridlock and the cut down confidential for that. This is the animated version to the Macra Terror. Obviously this is lost, as Doctor Who episodes were. They were dumped, but we now have a new animation for this story. I've never seen this story before. I don't know much about it going in, which was kind of on purpose. So for me it's really nice to watch a brand new sort of Doctor Who episode. So I'm going to be going through the Steelbook, and then I'll be reviewing the episode, and also going through the special features this Steelbook comes with. So without further ado, let's take a look at the Steelbook. So this is the front cover for the Steelbook, a really creepy image with the TARDIS in the centre, and we've got the Macra claws. The claws obviously exemplified, giving a really nice creepy image. So this is a sticker. It says include Steelbook exclusive bonus disc. Of course you've got Doctor Who, the Macra Terror logos. This is the free disc set. On the side obviously you've got Doctor Who, the new logo, the Macra Terror, and obviously all the stuff on there. On the back you've got a really cool synopsis of the story, which reads: the original 1967 master recordings of the Macra Terror were lost soon after the programme's original transmission. However, audio-only recordings have survived and have been used here to create a brand new fully animated reconstruction of the lost story. The Doctor, Patrick Troughton, his companions Jamie, Polly and Ben arrive on a human colony in the far-flung future. The colony outwardly appears to be happy and carefree, but behind it is a cheerful exterior. The colony has been secretly infiltrated by a race of giant parasites, creatures called the Macra. The Macra brainwash the human colonists to mine toxic gas in levels below the colony, ruling the settlement from a control centre in the heart of the main city. They scuttle around at night looking for food. The Doctor's friend Ben is soon taken over by the Macra and under their malign influence, but he turns against the Doctor. As their influence spreads, the Doctor sets out to bring the end to the Macra Terror. Now I didn't actually read that synopsis before watching the episode, which I'm kind of glad I did because it is a bit spoilery, but hey. Again, you've got the obviously really cool front cover on the back, and this all the special features it comes with, the Steelbook exclusive extras, and down the bottom obviously you've got the sort of production credits for both the 1967 episode and obviously this new 2019 animated production. Obviously you've got all the copyright jargon down there. Taking a slipcase off, you've got a really nice clean cover now of the front, and also on the back sort of continues, and if you do open this up like so, it's a really cool sort of Macra poster. All three discs are sort of compacted in and sort of spread across this sort of mini packaging. And taking all three discs off, you get a really cool clean background of the colony. Do get some promotional stuff here. So we've got a new promotion for the new Doctor Who comic. This is apparently the first comic adventure featuring the 13th Doctor, and also features the 10th, 11th, 12th as well as obviously a subscription cover. And also this is all the ones you can get which have been released before. You've got Will Brooks' awesome covers, and obviously these are the kind of all the adventures compiled into one. I've got the main lives of Doctor Who, that's a really good one, and I've got I think the McGann one as well. And you get a really awesome guide to this release. This is like the standard cover for the Macra Terror DVD and Blu Ray release. On the back you've got some really cool information about the cast, when the episodes were transmitted, the original shooting locations, which is really nice. Take a look inside. You've got a cool production notes about the original story. You've got some sort of concept art there, and this is obviously about the animation on this side. Got a few sort of character profiles, and obviously a really nice creepy shot of the colony city, and obviously this is a guide to all the special features, giving an in-depth look of what each one contains. So first I'm going to be reviewing the story as its own separate thing, and then we'll be talking about the animation afterwards. So I don't know much about the story going into it, and yeah, I enjoyed it. I thought it was a pretty decent story. Nothing amazing, but nothing bad at all. Yeah, it was just a really kind of solid Doctor Who story, really. Go over the characters first. Obviously the Doctor, Patrick Troughton, some really kind of cheekiness he has in this episode, I think. It's just literally just getting in trouble all the time. It's like everything he does, and he somehow managed to sort of work his way out of it, which is really nice. Apparently there was a scene that was cut from the animation. I know a lot of people were quite annoyed about that, them removing it from the animation. So if you know that, that's not included in this animation release. Ben, he was kind of like the main focus of the companions, I felt. He obviously got brainwashed. He sort of struggles to fight with his inner self, being like, what you're doing, but obviously he has been brainwashed. So I think it was really, really good. It's kind of like what they did with Series 11, put focus on a character for that story. Polly, yeah, just a bit disappointing really. It got sort of cliched, you know, screaming. I know she helped the Doctor a bit, but even it was very nice to throw in some parts in like part 3, conventional screaming Doctor Who girl, which obviously that's classic Who, you know, obviously that was just a different time, but I think they could have possibly done more with her, I think. And Jamie, yeah, I thought it was really good. He had a really funny scene actually in part 4 where he has to sort of show us his dancing skills and he does like the Highlander dance. That was a really funny scene. Again, he's not that well utilised, I'd say. He's kind of with Polly in that sense. So it really is kind of the Doctor and Ben story, I feel. But obviously he does get a really good action sequence in part 3, being chased by the Macra, which I thought were a pretty good threat. I think obviously they were better utilised obviously in the animation than in the episode itself. I didn't really like their ending though, to be honest. I don't want to spoil it, but I think it was a bit kind of like, oh yeah, this is like the obvious solution, let's do it. There wasn't no kind of like compromise. It was a very nice sort of standout supporting characters actually, quite memorable. I quite enjoyed the pilot. I think he had a really nice arc, kind of from where he started, of obviously being sort of like following everything this controller person was saying, and by the end kind of having his eyes open and sort of having that wake up call. You had Medoc and Ola, who I thought were pretty cool. They kind of lived up to their sort of conventional roles of like the guard and the person who had like obviously seen the Macra. It's quite fun actually, because before I seen this story, obviously a lot of people have been like, there are no such thing as Macra. When you watch the story, the context is there, honestly. It's like, it's really funny, the scene where one of the characters just goes mad and kind of just keeps saying it over and over again. So overall, yeah, I thought it was a really solid Doctor Who story with sort of the characters we love from the Troughton era. I thought part 3 was slightly padding. I felt like they could have sort of done without that, maybe just sort of done that in part 4. Classic Doctor Who story, you know, it's all Doctor Who goodness. Now to the animation. Yeah, really good. Really, really good. Kudos to the team who've resurrected this story and brought it back to life. Comparing this to the last Troughton story, Power of the Daleks, which was 2016, a couple of years ago now, I felt with that one, some of the animation was a bit juttery, there was a smoothness to it, but this is just, yeah, really, they've got it down to a T. Obviously there's Sharda last year, and I think they kind of crafted it then, and this is just like the perfect goodness. So yeah, I was really pleased with it. The only thing I would say, there's nothing to do with the animation itself. With the animation they've done, they've really elevated certain scenes. For example, there's a scene with Polly and Ben where Polly is literally gets sort of sucked in by the Macra, and in the episode it's not very good. But in this, they've had her like having her up in the air, like it's mental, absolutely mental. Really, really cool action sequences. However, they've not changed the original audio. I think what they should have done is added sort of Foley and to the new stuff. I wouldn't mind that at all, because you have on the special features the original soundtrack on there, so you can listen to that. So I think with this, I don't know if they legally couldn't change it, I don't know, but when they've done these really cool action sequences, really elevate the high stakes, the sound isn't there to accompany it, so I don't know, that's just me as like a sort of editor, film person, but I just think they could have put some like Foley stuff in there. That's my only quality, which is, to be honest, nothing to do with the animation at all. So yeah, animation front, all really good. We get a glimpse at the title sequence. Like I watched this story in colour. I've seen a bit of it in black and white, which looks really, really cool. When I watched Power of the Daleks, I watched that in black and white, and I didn't really like the colour version of that. But this, I might prefer the colour version. But I do like the black and white version, obviously that's really, really good. But I think for this story, they've got the colours just right. I don't know, something was off with the Power of the Daleks one, but for this, yeah, double thumbs up. So on to special features now. Yeah, this is full to the rim of special features. Sadly not anything to do with the story itself, like there's no sort of 25-minute documentary which usually comes with the kind of classic releases, which is a shame. I would have liked to have seen if some of the old cast members that are still around today talk about the story and have obviously people talk about like the animation side. Even though that's not there, there are a great amount of other stuff. So you've got a telesnat version of the episode, similar to what obviously Loose Cannon does. You get a commentary for the episode, which is kind of a documentary type thing. You know, I haven't listened to that yet, but I'm sure you got some sort of good stuff on there. They got a bonus mini episode, which is From the Wheel in Space, 10 minutes of it. Now this was screened at the BFI Missing Belief White event last year. and it was only screened there, but now it's available to watch on the DVD, and I really want to see it. It was so annoying, I really got into it, and then obviously at the 10-minute mark it cuts off. I don't know what obviously they're going to do next, but I do hope one day you do win in space, because what they did there was really, really good. You get to see how they did the new title sequence, how they formatted it to a bigger scale, and obviously did the animation type thing. It's quite funny watching colour. It's like the John Pertwee era sort of style of colour. With the Patrick Troughton titles. It is really intriguing, I quite liked it, it was quite funky I thought. You get loads of behind the scenes stuff with the animation, and you can see how much hard work the people who did this really did. Like the concept art is beautiful, you get to see all the little drawings, the original sketches for the characters, so yeah, honestly, if you're an animation fan, you're really going to love this. And of course you get sort of like what's already been on previous releases, so you get the surviving footage. There's a censored scene compared to the UK and Australian release, and also there's a really cool behind the scenes feature on this company from the 60s who used to do the Doctor Who props and that, who obviously did the Daleks, the Macra Terror. So he basically for the whole of the Hartnell era and the first series of Troughton, you get to see in their workshop. There's really good commentary from Mike Tucker, which I really enjoyed, so yeah, that's a really cool insight. And with the Steelbook you get an exclusive third disc, which features the episode Gridlock, which I did rewatch, and knowing the context of Macra, there are so many parallels to it, with obviously the holograms, people being controlled, thinking this kind of false reality. So yeah, it's kind of like a love letter, I felt now, to the Macra Terror. Of course you've got like the Series 3 stuff like the Face of Bone, New Earth and that, but inside of that, there is a really nice love letter to the Macra Terror. And you get Doctor Who Confidential, which is a cut down version sadly, and it doesn't really go into anything to do with the Macra Terror. It's just like, oh, there's an old enemy that Doctor faces called the Macra Terror. That's it. They don't go into like the past or anything, so it's a bit kind of redundant, I'd say. Overall, I'm really, really happy. It's nice to watch a new classic Doctor Who story for me. Really, really enjoyed it. You got obviously some great stuff in there. Really solid Doctor Who story, nothing like amazing, but I thought it was a really solid story. The animation was off the charts, really, really enjoyed it. I don't see how they can improve much more now. I think they've got it down to a T, so congrats to everybody involved with that. Special features are full to the rim. You get a real insight into what's been done to recreate this story, and obviously of course there's all of archive stuff which is remaining for the Macra Terror. So, and of course you get like the Telesnap version, so you know you've got a lot of options to watch this story now. It is really quite impressive. Thank you very much for watching my review, guys and girls. Please comment, like and subscribe. You can follow me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, links to that stuff in the description below. Have you seen the Macra Terror? Do you have the Steelbook? What are your thoughts on the episode, the animation? Let me know in the comment section below. Great to hear your guys' thoughts down in the comment section below. Would you like to see a trailer for the animated release of the Macra Terror? And let me know in the comment sections below. I was kind of thinking about watching the episode, but I do have my season 18 trailer coming out very, very soon. I've just had problems with my laptop, but that'll be on its way very, very soon. So as always, guys and girls, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.